We have already discussed in detail how Long Haochen will be resurrected. Thanks to the help of a Lux, he received the Heart of Eternity and even gained the power of a rank 9 knight. But what about Hao Yu, Long Haochen's companion? Many people are very curious. Did he die? What will happen to him next? And will we see him again? In fact, everything Emperor Feng Xiu did to Long Haochen, his own grandson, was done to kill Hao Yu. That was the true goal. Emperor Feng Xiu sacrificed his own blood, his direct descendant, to destroy Hao Yu, the god of destruction. He placed the survival of his race above all else. And at first glance, it seems he succeeded. At the moment when Long Haochen's heart was destroyed, Hao Yu's life was cut short. With Long Haochen's death, his companion automatically dies as well. However, if Hao Yu dies, the master does not die. These are the terms of the blood contract between them. So, will Hao Yu ultimately survive? We know that Long Haochen's soul was still alive. And later, he received the Heart of Eternity and fully returned to life. In another world, a dark world of black and red, the massive figure of Hao Yu trembled while lying on the ground. Dark purple blood surrounded his body, flowing from his 6 giant heads. Hao Yu had remained in that position for a long time, completely drained of all life force. But at the very moment when Long Haochen began to merge with the Heart of Eternity, the companion's body slightly shuddered, and traces of life force began to appear within him. Yes, this was Hao Yu, who had lost all his vitality after Long Haochen's death. According to the original story, just as Long Haochen was able to preserve his soul thanks to the help of the goddess of nature, Hao Yu also had a faint hope of revival. In fact, even if Long Haochen's soul had dissipated, Hao Yu's true death would have undergone a special process first. Each of his heads acted as a core, and in his 6-headed form, he had the ability to preserve his body without decay for 36 days, hoping for rebirth. This was the superiority of his bloodline. Moreover, even though Long Haochen's body was dying for some time due to the loss of his heart, his soul had not yet dissipated, so Hao Yu retained faint traces of breath. But when Long Haochen was resurrected, this became a decisive moment for his companion as well. Mysteriously, that dark purple blood turned bright in color. Energy waves and bright flashes of light descended upon Hao Yu's body. With the first beat of Long Haochen's new heart, irreversible changes occurred to his companion. As soon as Long Haochen's heart was restored, the heartbeat of another being resumed. Loud, powerful beats. Amid the intense pulsing, a purple glow shone. The violet liquid on the ground had completely vanished, and all 6 pairs of eyes on his heads were covered with a purple ripple. Yes, Hao Yu awakened, and during this process, his body began to emit intense vibrations. The immense power of his bloodline acted with lightning speed, as all 6 heads displayed crazed gazes full of a desire for destruction. So far, the plan of the god Emperor Feng Xiu against Long Haochen had completely failed. More precisely, the assassination of Hao Yu, the god of destruction, planned by the gods of the pillars, turned out to be unsuccessful. It's intriguing. When will Long Haochen and Hao Yu, his loyal companion and one could even say, his friend, reunite? According to the original, their meeting doesn't happen immediately after both are resurrected. Both Long Haochen and Hao Yu remained in seclusion for a long time during meditation, and then he reappeared in this world. Several years had passed since that terrifying battle with Emperor Feng Xiu. Long Haochen had managed to reach rank 9, surpassing 100,000 points of spiritual energy. But how powerful had Hao Yu become? Ever since he nearly died with Long Haochen, he had been in hiding for more than 5 years before appearing again. This time, he helped Long Haochen during the Alliance tournament. Just like his master's cultivation had risen to the 9th step, Hao Yu also made significant progress in strength. His size had increased several times, and now his body stretched over 30 meters in length. All his scales shone like amethysts, though in fact, his development had only reached the peak of the 8th step, nearly the 9th. Yes, that's according to the original. But we clearly saw in the Donghua series that the 6-headed Hao Yu had already advanced to the 9th level. This means that in the anime, he is significantly more powerful and almost equal to Long Haochen after his resurrection, if not stronger. So, after their resurrection, both Long Haochen and Hao Yu will be rank 9. Imagine their combined power. 2 bulges could be seen on his body, as if new heads might emerge at any moment. The six-headed Hao Yu, who had already reached the peak of the 8th stage. If he grew 2 more heads, reaching a total of 8, what level would he achieve? Even Long Haochen couldn't imagine that. Moreover, Hao Yu's abilities continued to grow stronger. When he evolved earlier, just 1 new head dramatically increased his power. Each head had its own attribute and incredible strength. What would happen when he gained 2 more heads? While assimilating the bloodline power with Hao Yu, Long Haochen also felt a surge of power from Hao Yu's blood flowing into his own body. The power of light, which was usually gentle and warm, acquired nobility and might. To life and creation, elements of desolation and destruction were added. These 2 extremes, coming from Hao Yu, merged perfectly with Long Haochen. Of course, Hao Yu was not as strong as Long Haochen at that moment, but his level seemed to surpass that of a mythical beast. Naturally, we understand that Long Haochen was very happy to see his companion, his loyal friend and helper Hao Yu. Ever since Long Haochen found the small, helpless Hao Yu in another world, they became like brothers. They were ready to die for each other. And in the future, we will see something similar. Because another crucial battle lies ahead. But this time, the enemy and the villain will be someone we do not expect. Hao Yu and Long Haochen share a bond that transcends the ordinary connection between a master and his companion. Their relationship is built on mutual trust, unwavering loyalty, and a shared destiny. Together, they have faced insurmountable challenges, growing stronger with each trial. Their reunion after resurrection signifies not just a return to life but a resurgence of hope and unity. As they stand side by side, their combined strength and unbreakable bond promise a future where they can overcome any adversity together. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments. Do you want to see Hao Yu and Long Haochen alive again and witness their reunion? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, give a like, and see you next time.